And welcome into Getting Help from Uncle Sam. Well, guess what? It's that time again. We're getting ready for another congressional election. And of course, our viewers are people that are like myself, basically 50 years of age and older. And you know, we've not been real happy with Uncle Sam from a federal perspective, because we keep wondering, are they getting anything done up there? Are they just arguing? What's going on? More importantly, what are the benefits that are going to be affecting people that are seniors? Today I have with me Rich Hobson, a good buddy, and you are a candidate for the 2nd Congressional District.
I am, Jack.
And that goes from basically Montgomery all the way down to Dothan, doesn't it?
That's correct. 15 counties in God's country.
Goodness gracious, absolutely. And of course, you grew up in one of those, Coffee
I did.
County.
Yes, I'm an enterprise guy, married Enterprise young lady.
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that? Well, you know, you've been kind of on the fringes of politics.
Sure.
You've done a lot of different things in the governmental arena, but now you're going to make this plunge. And what do you think you can bring to the table for this?
Yes, sir. Well, all those fringe things that you're talking about, that's what I bring to the table.
Good.
My background's administration, and twice I was the director of the state court system. So getting a budget of $180 million and working with 2,000 employees and elected officials and circuit clerks and district and circuit judges, and making all of them happy and making them work within that budget, I believe I bring that to the table. Also, I have a military background. I was in the United States Air Force. I served out at 908th Airlift Wing, and I was the backbone of the Air Force, drove a fuel truck.
Oh, my goodness.
But doing that, I understood and I understand the value of a well-trained squad, a well-trained troop, and a well-equipped troop, and putting those both together, we need the strongest and best equipped and best trained military in the world to protect this great nation. But putting all of that together, I'm running because I want to make sure that we preserve a safe, prosperous, and moral America for our children and grandchildren. And you were asking about, you know, what could I do for folks your age, or my age, because I'm getting closer to you every day.
Absolutely. Now you can watch the show officially.
Yes, sir. That is correct. And well, first of all, strengthening our military. I mean, I care deeply about that. And our president he has increased military spending by about 16%, and that's a great first start. We need to continue that. I want to secure our borders. I want to build the wall. And before we can build the wall, I'd like to use our military to be able to close the borders and protect our country. And that could happen by tomorrow. So the wall can't be built overnight, but that could happen by tomorrow using our military. But going deeper into that with the military is fixing and reevaluating our Veterans Administration. I mean, when folks have served, as you have served, and your wife has served, yes, it was a promise to you that we would take care of you. And right now there are so many inefficiencies in the Veterans Administration, and I have talked to folks from Dothan to Enterprise to Montgomery who work in the VA as well as veterans, and I believe that I can make some change in there to make it a more efficient system. And actually that's what my background is. When I ran the court system, it was to make things more efficient. We didn't get all the money that we asked for, and we had to tighten up and we had to make it effective, efficient.
Work within your budget.
That's exactly. Just like the hardworking Alabama families have to do.
That's right.
That's correct. So I bring those two things to the table, but also the moral aspect. You know, my background was Judge Roy Moore. I was serving in the court system with him. And both times that he stood up in those battles to acknowledge God and the battle for traditional marriage between one man and one woman, I stood alongside him. And he was asked to bend, he didn't bend. I was asked to bend, I didn't bend. And consequently, when he was removed, I was fired the next day in both times. Now that may sound like a negative thing, but I think it's a positive thing, especially to bring to Washington, D.C. I have that fortitude, I have that resilience.
You have to stand up for your values.
Exactly.
I mean, and that's exactly what it seems like today in the world, and in the United States especially, we're compromising our values for another end.
We sure are. And Jack, here's a good example. You know, on February the 9th, we had the Band-Aid budget again that was voted on by our Congress, okay, including by my congressman, okay. That budget, that Band-Aid budget that was voted on, it includes $500 million for Planned Parenthood. Now, I would never vote for a budget that includes funding for Planned Parenthood.
Right.
And the next budget that our president has planned, it does not include funding for Planned Parenthood, but I would never ever do that. Now, for DACA and other issues, illegal aliens. Yes, we need to debate those. Those are very, very strong, serious questions. I don't know if I would shut down government over that issue, but it is a very, very serious issue. But to stop funding for Planned Parenthood, yes, I would vote to shut the government down.
And, you know, and people need to realize the fact that if it is a budget, if it's loading it with different things,
Right.
you can't just say, oh yeah, the whole thing is good, you know, because then you're not doing the right thing.
Correct.
Yes.
But you got to look, and you've got to care. And those values that we hold near and dear, the values of our founding fathers,
Yes,
the God of
indeed.
the Holy Scriptures, we
Right.
need to bring that back. That's good for the children, that's good for us
Great.
as we get on up in age.
Okay, I mean, obviously, we're coming to the close of this interview, Rich,
Yes, sir.
but let me ask you a question. If people want to get a hold of you, just to say, we just want to talk to Rich.
Sure.
And just find out, you know, because we always tell our viewers, do your homework.
Definitely.
Get to know you. You know, if they call you up, they're going to talk to you more than likely.
Correct.
And so how do our viewers get
The best thing to do, the website is richhobson.org.
Okay.
It's richhobson.org.
And we're going to have that supered on here. So
Good,
they'll know.
and there's all the contact information on that. I would
Good.
be glad to talk to everybody. I care about this district. You know, being raised in Enterprise,
Absolutely.
we dated in Dothan, my wife and I did. We lived in Troy. Our kids were born in Andalusia. I've worked
gosh.
all over the district. So yes, sir, it's a great part of the state.
Like they say, you have your stamp all over the place.
Yes,
huh?
sir.
Which
That's
is
right.
great. Well, Rich, best of luck as you
Thank
move
you.
forward. And just remember this, as we are looking into the Congressional District, we're looking at any of the races that are coming up, don't look at a 30-second commercial and use it as your guideline. Dig deeper, do your homework, make the right choices, because as we grow older, it's becoming ever more important to us. And we'll be right back right after this.